Good afternoon. My name is Jarvis Sturdivant. This presentation will be on data protection. What is data protection? Data protection is the combination of the fields of data and privacy and data security. The purpose of data protection. The data protection safeguard and protects you from corruption, compromise, or loss, or ensures that you remain in control of it. Any and all data that a business stores, either physically or digitally, need to be properly protected by that business. Data protection is not just a legal requirement, but also is an important role in competitive advantage for that company. Why is data security important? IBM Security Cost of a Data Breach report says that in the US, the average cost of a data breach was $8.64 million. For each record that was stolen, that was an average cost of $150 per record. Some of the major disruption or loss of data that happened in America or in the world in the last couple of years. The first one we talk about is the First American Financial Corp data breach. It was in May 2019. It was a reported 885 million records were stolen. Some of the material that was stolen in this was more than 16 years old, but it included bank account records, social security number, wire transfers, and mortgage paperwork. Next one we talk about is Yahoo data breach in 2017. It was first reported in August 2013, and by the time that was all said and done, there was over 3 billion accounts affected from this, and this included passwords, usernames, things of that nature, and certain things that could identify your identity. The next one was LinkedIn, and this was more recent. This was in June 2021. It was 700 million users affected. Things that was compromised was full names, addresses, locations, username, profile URLs, personal and professional experience, and phone numbers. Uh, Not to just say those couple, but there's a lot more out there that have fallen victim for data breaches, and these are some of them. Home Goods, JCPenney, 7-Eleven, JetBlue, TJX Corporation. So many companies at this day has fallen victim to data breaches or losses. Many breaches, many companies, many countries and governments have started putting in many different laws that assist with this. For instance, in Congress in the U.S., they had started attacking many laws to assist with protecting individual privacy and data rights over the past 30 years. First one we talk about is the HIPAA or Health Insurance Portable and Accountability Act. It's a law put in place that restricts access to personal medical records. This law was passed in 1996. The next one is computer fraud and abuse, and this prohibits the unauthorized access of protected computers. The next one is Electronic Communication Privacy Act. This prohibits the unauthorized access or interruption of electronic communications in storage or in transit. The last one is the Gramm-Leach-Bailey Act, regulates financial institutions that use non-public personnel information. In recent years, many states have started to do the same and to protect their citizens by applying law for privacy. One of the most famous ones that a lot of people start to talk about is the California Consumer Privacy Act, or the CCPA. This was passed in law in January 1 of 2020. The CCPA governs any company doing business in California needs to meet certain criteria, and they break this out into 3 different phrases, or 3 different, I said, three main rights. The first is a consumer have the right to know if information is collected on by a business or company. Second is the option for them to be able to understand or opt out if it's for the information to be sold. The third is that individuals may request any data collected on them need to be deleted. There are some states like Colorado that they have the Colorado Privacy Act address the consumer's right to privacy company, and it shows who responsible for their personal data. Also, Virginia have established law for controlling and processing personal data in a state for all types of business. They also other states like Nevada and Maine all starting to put in place their laws. Not only in the United States that have people countries start putting laws together, but also Brazil, South America, Japan. One of the most impressive that a lot of people are using for the standard is the European Union, the EU. They have passed some of the strictest laws for personal data, and it's become one that most countries are starting to use. This was put in effect in May 2018. The law regulates and protects data for personal and the rules that govern free movement of data. How to protect data. The first thing we'll talk about is vulnerability management. Vulnerability management allows you to identify, prioritize, and respond to software issues and misconfigurations that could be exploited by attackers. Um, some of the software vulnerabilities could be attacks like phishing, ransom, and DoD attacks. Next, we're going to talk about how to protect data is training employees. Security awareness training educates employees about common scams like email attachment containing malware and phishing emails. And this right here will help with stopping personal information from being breached. Data loss prevention. Using data loss prevention is a strategy making sure that end users do not send sensitive or critical information outside the corporate network. Only data loss preventions, a lot of times you put in different watermarks in Excel or different documents to make sure that if they go through the endpoints and that it's triggered alert for the security team to be able to take a look at it. User access review is a control to verify that only authorized users are having access to certain applications or be able to pull certain information from certain applications. Something like user access review, a quarterly or maybe a monthly or whatever you deem is appropriate, but just going over the users to see that only legitimate users are having access to the applications. Application hardening is the next way we try to protect data, and that's taking a finished application that was well built and try to manipulate the existing and inject new code to try to shield this application against static and dynamic attacks. As I look at this, some of the references that I used for this presentation, and I want to thank you for taking the time and listening to this presentation. Once again, my name is Jarvis Sturter. I hope you have a good day. Thank you.